Tata Starbucks is clearly entering a pivotal new phase. Joining us to decode all of this, what's the next chapter look like?
Interviews. We spoke about it in quite some detail, that we remain committed to the long-term prospect of India, and we have a strong belief that this will be one of our large markets. We continue to be one of the fastest growing markets in our large markets. We continue to be one of the fastest growing markets in the largest Starbucks world. I think his mandate also was that we continue to do some of the things that we're doing in terms of ensuring accessibility to the consumer in terms of coffee houses, continue to provide the Starbucks experience, the third place experience, which is about the community, which is about creating that warmth, that connection. I think that is what differentiates us. So we need to do that to a large extent.
Sushant, I must ask you, like a couple of years ago, you guys had set a very ambitious target of opening 1,000 stores by 2028. Are you still on that target pretty much?
So we continue to be aggressive in terms of opening stores. We have just opened our second Reserve store, which is also a 500 store in India. If you had asked me 12 years back whether we would be 500 stores and in 80 cities today, I would have said not possible. But I think we have done that. And if I look at the last 3-4 years, in 2021 we were around 200 stores. We are sitting in 2025, and that was what, 9 years it took us to open 200 stores. Today in 2025 we are at 500, so we opened in 4 years 300 stores. Yeah. That tells you in terms of the momentum that
4 years 300 stores.
That's right. Yeah. As against 200 stores in 9 years. Yeah. So we have fast tracked. We will continue to open stores depending on, we want to be everywhere. We want to be wherever there are consumers. We need to increase our accessibility.
Sure.
So we will look at formats, we will look at opening more stores. But we are also clear that we need to be profitable. We need to ensure that we have enough footfalls and that the store makes business sense.
So we are actually in the last month of 2025. Going forward in 2026, how many stores do you intend to open per month?
I also don't know, is the short answer to that. But as I said,
Yeah.
our store opening is dependent on,
Yeah.
I think, three things.
Yeah.
It depends in terms of availability of, first is in terms of whether that area requires a store so that we can provide a Starbucks experience to the consumers. Are there enough of them? And then that is important because we are still growing in terms of coffee. Coffee penetration is 24-25%. We are a tea drinking nation. We are converting people to coffee. So you need to keep pace with the growth in the category.
Yeah.
Right? It is not like other categories where the category exists and people are today at some other brand or it is unorganized and I'm trying to convert it. That's not my case, right? I need to create demand. So I need to first figure A, whether there are those consumers in a place, and B, whether I can create the demand.
Yeah.
Two, which is very important in the Indian context, is whether I can get the right kind of real estate. And I think I've said this many times now, it is not an easy thing. You know, many a times we are compared with other markets and saying as to how can you accelerate. But in many of those markets, the infrastructure exists, be it in terms of malls, be it in terms of availability of space. In India, it is not there, right? We see the number of malls. If I see the number of new malls that have come up or are coming up, they're very limited, let's say, as an example, in terms of. So I'm dependent on that in terms of finding the right space.
Yeah.
And third is for me to then find the right format which will fit in. So each one of them has to be evaluated. Hence, actually, and I'm not saying that because we are doing an interview. It depends on all this. So it's very difficult to put a number and say that I will do, you know, whatever, X number of stores a month or in a year. But we will continue to look at all opportunities.
And what kind of formats are appealing to you, Sushant? Like, you know, I mean, in a city like Mumbai has a reserve and has a Starbucks at the metro station as well. Has a Starbucks that works exceedingly well even at the airport. So, like, you know, tell us
so you're right
about that.
So the idea is to have all kinds of store formats. The idea is how can I be as accessible to the consumers through my coffee houses and give them that experience.
Sure.
Right? And every area will have its nuance in terms of what kind of format will fit through. So it could be a drive-through, it could be an airport store, it could also be, you know, not just got to do with the size of the store or the type, it could also be a cause-related store. For example, our signing stores, our all-women stores. So we are committed to doing whatever is required to give that and what the consumer requires. At the end of the day, it depends in terms of the kind of consumer.
Then let me just ask you, how profitable are the leaner format stores for you?
Let's just say that all stores are profitable. Okay?
that is the most diplomatic thing I've heard. Most diplomatic thing I've heard.
That's true.
Yeah, okay.
So you know, we would not open different formats if they didn't work. Obviously, formats work. All formats, as I said, we are a nation which is very diverse and we have different kinds of consumers, we have different kind of infrastructure. So you need to adapt, you need to be flexible and you need to find the right fit in terms of, and you need to make the business works in terms of store economics. So,
in the face of increase in competition, how are you working towards making Starbucks more affordable, more mass premium to your consumers?
I think the larger question is, how do I grow Starbucks? And I think for us, that is about continuing to do, in a manner of speaking, what we are good at and what is our differentiator, which is ensuring that our coffee houses are the third place, about the community, about the experience, the best coffee, the craft of coffee, the store format and design, innovation in terms of trying to give regional flavors. Having said that, we have also introduced accessible products. It is about accessibility. We introduced the Pico size, which starts at 150 rupees.
Sure.
A good example is the classic range. We introduced the classic range 2 years now, which is our classic hot coffee and the classic cold coffee, along with the classic food, which are sandwiches with a lot of Indian flavors, which again start at 150, 160
Sure.
rupees. So we do have products at an accessible price range for consumers who are looking at it. And then I think it's about, ensuring that we give the right kind of, also the value add. So it is about you still have the reserve, which is for the coffee enthusiast. Because again, while India is still a growing and maturing coffee market, there are people across the spectrum. There are new consumers who are coming in who might be looking at accessible entry points. But there are also enthusiasts who have been experienced, who have been having coffee for a period of time.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So who want their cortados, who want their cold brews, who want their refreshers. So a store like this, which is an experiential store, or the reserve store, where you can experiment with micro lots. We change the micro lots every 6 months. So you get to taste different kinds of coffee through different brewing methods. So you need to do a mix of all of them.
Yeah.
And I think, like I've always said, competition is welcome.
Yeah.
I think it overall helps the category grow.
No, but if you look at pockets like, where we are right now, Colaba, Bandra, even our office area near Lower Parel, there are these smaller coffee shops that are coming up with like great coffee that they serve, with the right way to make a cortado. Then there are international players coming into India, catering to, again, this refined consumer base in cities like Mumbai, in cities like Delhi. When you set up, you were one of the establishing members of Starbucks when you launched Starbucks in India. When you launched it then, so much has changed in terms of behavior.
So you're right. So I think in some ways we have been at it for 13 years, and we have, I can say with some degree of pride, we have created the cafe market, the coffee market to a large extent, and the growth that we see now is also a lot of because of the work that we have done over the years and the stores that we have opened and the exposure that people have got.
Sure.
Like I said, we need to concentrate on what is our strength, what is our differentiator. As long as we continue to do that well, I think we'll continue to grow, and we have seen that the consumers continue to, come back, and we see that we continue to have the footfall even as competition grows.
On the question of profitability, how has the average ticket size changed? What it was 4 years ago, what it is today, and where do you aspire it to be going forward?
I don't think our ticket size has ever been an issue, because in India, unlike many other markets, we are still not a habit, right? So it is not like I come, pick up a coffee and leave, right? Or it's not just about coming and taking a coffee. In many cases, we come as a group because it's an occasion. We come for a meeting, or we come to celebrate something, or we come with friends. So the group sizes are usually larger, and hence the ticket sizes are larger per transaction. The other good thing is, as Indians, we like to eat food along with our beverage. So you have an attachment in terms of the food. So that helps in terms of the ticket size, because that's how we are. Like even at home, when you have your chai in the morning, you will have a biscuit or a cookie with it, right? Or when someone comes home, you will never offer tea or coffee just by itself. You will always give a snack. So that's ingrained habit in India, and that helps. I think for us also, what we are seeing growing is our retail, like at-home coffee sales, the merchandise, and those are also focus areas for us. So that helps in terms of the growth of the ticket size. I think it's on a positive trajectory.